Okay. How you doing? You're watching enough fuzzy videos of the craft flying over New Jersey, mostly New Jersey, but also to New York. A couple videos, technically three. There was one 2 days ago where it was silhouetted against the sky, and then it's flying like this relative to the camera, and then it tilts and it curves around, and then you could actually see the four azipods. But that didn't make the determination. The four lights on the base of a lot of these craft, and I'm not claiming all the craft are these, but the two most recent videos, undeniable, I knew immediately what the craft was. First, I have to actually state something as a genuine expert in photography. That everybody that keeps talking about orbs and posting videos, oh look, it's an orb. You know, it's a spherical craft.
Everyone's gone wild for these sleep headphones. So they're headphones that you can sleep in. And people are going, oh, why do you need... A lot of people...
You know, it's a spherical craft. Nobody knows how to manually focus anymore. Nobody. You can take any light at distance, and if you zoom in on it, and it's out of focus, and these are all out of focus, every light on planet Earth, whether it's a candle or a street light, it looks like an orb. Go test that yourself. Right, look. They zoom in, and it's out of focus. Nobody seems to mention that. Look, it's an orb. Look at that. You see the blinking lights, and it's an orb. It's an orb because it's out of focus. So I had to I was talking about what these craft are late last night, and there's a reason why they're using these craft, and they have a lot of very important attributes which are great for what our government wants. A couple points to talk about after this, about the incoming administration and something big that's actually happening on a Russian military frequency. By the way, you should look up on Wikipedia or any place else what a loitering munition is. I don't know if you know what a loitering munition is. It's basically like a flying boom boom, okay? And it's guided by AI, and it's actually waiting for target coordinates, and you just enter it in, and it will fly and make things vanish. There's a group in the UK, I'm almost hesitant to mention their name, it's called Overwatch. And even their main page, you can see what they're focused in on. And they've also, too, ordered these drones. Here it was the agility that drew the attention of the Colorado-based Pterodynamics with White Hand, noting that we've chose the relationship with these guys strategically. We're also two risk takers. Anyway, this entity specializes in intelligent hovering. They're called LMs by our government, loitering munitions. However, they say they can use them for surveillance because there's actually a pod on the front here. The ones that are SUV size, they actually come in four different sizes. The XP3, the XP4, the XP5, and then there's the XP7. It's US-based Pterodynamics. It's a trans design. I don't want to use the word since they've actually got it patented and trademarked. It's at a wing that actually, here I'll show it to you. This is as the wings are nearly swiveled out completely to conventional airplane mode. Here at the actual base of the azipods are these white translucent domes, which is we're actually seeing the four LEDs. This is the small one. The XP7 has a payload. Those are the SUV size ones people are actually filming. It's about 4 or 5 times bigger than this. This is the XP3. Right at the base there, you can actually see those four translucent domes. And I'm not claiming that all the craft are these, but the two most recent videos and all the four blinking lights at the base of these azipods, these are these craft. Here it is, and it has VTOL capability. It's quite advanced. Vertical takeoff and landing. Here you could actually see it. You can actually launch it from a postage stamp. It has 10 advantages over our current Reaper drones, Predator drones. and global hawk drones. It fits a perfect niche, and I'll talk about that here in a second. I don't know if you know this or not, and it bears repeating a couple times. Whatever you own, your property, your farm, or whatever, the United States government owns the skies. And I don't just mean that from the perspective of technology, but I mean the U.S. government. You can look up all the laws and rules and regulations. They literally own the skies. All the people that are complaining, I understand why they're complaining. But from the perspective, and you have to stick yourself in the mindset of these evil people, i.e. the government. We'll do what we want. That's our property up there. You own the ground, and even then you technically don't own it, but we own the sky. But this explains all the azipod lights seen at the base of these countless videos, which have all been fuzzy and too far away, but the two most recent videos that were sharp and clear and relatively close, I knew immediately what it was. By the way, that UK entity is formed in 2020 and currently employs 30% in the UK defense sector, designing, developing, producing pack-portable loitering munitions, or LMs, which is basically means it's an intelligent flying boom-boom. Yeah. The XP-7 has a payload capacity of exactly 617 pounds, or 280 kilograms. You could put surveillance up there in the nose of it on the payload, or you could turn it into a loitering munition. That's even confirmed on countless websites. Our military, and there's also, too, you can bring up the information if you actually type in these drones. U.S. Navy was been doing a bunch of successful testing and launching of these things, and they've actually attacked moving targets. So our military's bought a bunch of them. Apparently they've bought a bunch more since then, but that's speculation on my part. The awful thing about this is, and this is not a hyperbolic statement. Talk about truth imitating art. You remember the Terminator movies, Skynet, where you have all these super advanced drones that are hovering overhead, and when they see something and they take it out. Recently, a drone expert too said, "Well, I don't know what these are, but I know since they're actually hovering in unison. I don't know if they're run off of AI. They're actually controlled by both, obviously. But they can actually fly autonomously and return and recharge. They have a flight time, like on the XP-7, of roughly 1,000 nautical miles. Endurance at max payload, which is 617 pounds, 280 kilograms of 9 hours. He says that these are force multipliers, and they are. You have a bunch of drones operating in unison, communicating with each other through AI. When one of them runs out of battery power, it lands and immediately gets replaced with another. So the whole array alternates and gets recharged. So you have a permanent, this is literally, no exaggeration, Skynet level of course, a tool is a tool. I've been saying that for years. You could take a hammer and build a house with it, or you could wreak havoc, even with a claw hammer. A tool is a tool is a tool. I'm not saying something is inherently evil, but when you're able to put yourself in the mindset of these evil people, you know exactly how they think. It has a variable payload up in the nose of the craft. Yeah. Right there up front, you're able to put surveillance up there, or you're able to turn it into what they call an LM, a loitering munition. I am not partially convinced or, greatly convinced, nor am I speculating, on those two most recent videos, and the third one where the craft was silhouetted and it was flying like this relative to the camera, and then it tilts and it comes around like this on its side. And you can see the 4 azipods, and you can see the body right in the middle there. It can take off. Here, let's talk about the advantages and the reason why they want. Well, the United States already has drones. You got Predators and Reapers and Global Hawks. I don't know if you've ever seen the picture of those when they're being maintained. They have a gazillion parts. There's a lot of downsides. So here's what the advantage of these are. They're infinitely cheaper. I'm speculating, and I know I'm right, that these craft, purchased at bulk. Of course, this is chump change for any military. And since these are SUV-sized craft, I knew days ago, but I didn't put it in the video, that this is not any personal craft owned by anybody. You got a drone the size of an SUV, you're talking about a $250,000 craft. So these are a $250,000 to maximum $400,000 craft. They're relatively simple inside. It is an ingenious design. They do not require runways for takeoff and landing like Reapers and Predators and Global Hawks. AI self-guided missions. They don't require, unlike the Reapers and the Predators, which do have autonomous hovering and lurking capability. However, those require highly trained pilots to fly them and land them. These don't require that. These can launch and return on a dime. They don't require a runway. They hover for 10 hours, depending on what they come in different sizes. Multiple payload capability. So if you turn it into an LM and you got to target something and take it out, boom. It's $200,000, $300,000 craft, big deal. Those Reapers and Predators have a bazillion parts in them. They're millions of dollars. It is the perfect, there's an empty slot. People are like, why were we using B-52s in Syria recently? They're very old, antiquated craft, but they're able to drop serious tonnage. Each Tomahawk is like $2 million. Everything else is either too expensive or limited. We have like gazillion tons of boom booms from the Vietnam and the Korean War, and the B-52s are perfect for that. I don't know if you know about the B-52 sorties that have been flying over top of Syria recently, but...
Show your daughter how much you love her with this beautiful gift. It says, "To my daughter, never forget that I love you forever. I hope that you believe in yourself as much as I believe in you. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, remember whose daughter you are and straighten your crown. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. I can't promise to be here for the rest of your life, but I can promise to love you for the rest of mine. Love, Dad." This beautiful message says it all. Supplies are very limited this year, so make sure you get one for your daughter today. Click shop now below.
So the perfect fit between the Reapers and the Predators and the crews, like the Tomahawks. I'm not going to use the M word. The Tomahawks, which are $2 million, and I think the government has to order them nearly a year in advance. It's got, this name is patented, so I have to change the name. It has a wing design that actually tilts out from like a helicopter mode to a conventional flight mode. It's a super ingenious design that you can launch from a postage stamp. A bazillion less parts. They don't have to have this crazy maintenance like the Predators and the Reapers do. So this is what the military has been looking for. And if you have a bunch of these, and there are many, 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 many videos, and drone experts have been talking about that they're flying in unison in a pattern, a fabric net over the skies of New Jersey. And they say, well, these... And this, of course, is an obvious statement. Well, that's a force multiplier. These drones are operating in unison. So why are they hovering over New Jersey? I was humorously talking, and this is pure speculation on my part when I say this, that New Jersey and these other states, going to see how long it takes to normalize it to people. Because right now everybody's, demanding action and yelling at their congressman, and they want the military to say what they are. And of course, these are military craft. Why do you think, if these were like, there is no way these are from another government like China and Russia, and they would have been taken out. No way that they're from another government. They are ours. They're owned by the U.S. military. They are ours. That's the reason why they're not taking them out, and that's why they've been up at the White House press briefing. Hey, there's nothing to worry about. We don't know what these are. Of course, they know exactly what they're. Yeah, we don't know what these are, but there's nothing to worry about. We have no information that these are from another country, which, of course, they're not from another country. That is absolutely true. We think that there's nothing to worry about. Wait a minute, you just contradicted yourself. You said you don't know what they are, when, in fact, they do know what they are. And then 5 seconds later, you say, we know they don't pose any hazard or risk to anybody. There's nothing to worry about. is an inherent contradiction. But they're trying to normalize this to people. I want to know how many weeks of this it takes before the people are like, yeah, those drones have been up there for a few months. I got to go to work and pay the bills. They're not bothering me. It used to be scary, but, I'm used to it now. I want to know how long it takes. It seems like to be a psychological test. And a test on many fronts, actually. Test the equipment, a test to see how long it takes to normalize it to the people. Here's a video, an audio. I like to play you the audio. This is a former CIA operative. His name is Joseph Spencer. His memoir, and I'll read you the important part here. Okay. From
sinister plan. In the year 2024, a global event will alter the course of mankind's future. The world will stand witness to a massive alien invasion. Thousands of projected holographic alien warships will blanket the skies, sending people into a global panic. Real military crafts within the holograms will inflict actual damage to the surrounding areas to sell the gimmick. And as a result of the ensuing human chaos, a one-world government will immediately form without any resistance from the people. They will be the new world order.
I mean, here's the facts, and this is something, whether you like me or hate me, I don't care, is true. Every government is extremely famous for doing one thing, many things, but this one especially. You want a solution, which is power and control. You generate a problem that you already have the solution to, so you present the problem to change the psychology and manipulate the people to demand a solution. It's like, well, I'll demand it. It's going to take, we need to have a little bit more control, a little bit more power over you, and we can fix that problem. You create a problem to present a solution to put these people into greater power. Also, too, something recently, this is confirmed by everybody, and it's been confirmed from multiple countries, including Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, Portugal, Spain, and Italy. It's at 6.91 megahertz or 6,910 kilohertz. It's from a Russian military broadcast. It's a very powerful broadcast. It's been sending out a clicking noise. It's been operating for decades, and it is from the Russian military, okay? Not speculation, confirmed. It's been sending out a clicking noise like a clock ticking, like decades. Like 48 hours ago, this Russian broadcast started broadcasting this. I'll let you decide what you think it is or is not, okay?
No, have you made this mistake with your holster? And by mistake, I mean, did you get a holster that's uncomfortable so you don't carry all the time? You may have. And even if you hadn't, you probably want a holster that's more comfortable. Enter the Vanish holster, the world's most comfortable holster. And guess what? Today, it's buy one, get one free on these. That's right. We're not going to run this special forever, but if you grab one right now, you'll get one of these already at a discount, and then you'll get the second one 100% free. Why would you want this holster? It's a great question. And the reason is, it's comfortable. Like I said, we have built it with premium materials like this yoga pant material in the belt that is supportive and stretchy so that you can wear it all day long without even noticing it's there. It doesn't get stinky, slimy, or sweaty or anything like that. The front, made out of 1000D Cordura. Same material used in a lot of military applications because of its durability and its stretchiness. And then this on the back is a nice microfiber. It does the same thing as the belt. It just doesn't get nasty, practically vanishes on your body when you're wearing it all day long. Now, this belt works with anybody of any size, so it doesn't matter how big or small you are, the Vanish holster is going to float your boat. On top of that, it works with all of your guns, 99% of them to be exact. Carries 2 additional magazines right here, has level 2 retention and a built-in trigger guard, and it's also ambidextrous. But most importantly, like I said, is buy one, get one free. And here's even the best part. You have a 60-day money-back guarantee on the Vanish holster. So if you purchase it, and it's not as comfortable as I said, we're going to give you all of your money back. No questions asked. It's our guarantee to you to make sure that you are constantly comfortable when you wear your holster all day long. Now, like I said, this isn't going to last forever. The BOGO that we've got going on will end at some point in the future, so I want you to grab this now. Get yourself armed. Get a friend or family armed. Get a spare. It doesn't really matter. You have to get this deal because it won't last forever.
It's here. This is it. The federal government just came out with some new regulations that allows you to buy real estate with less money down than ever before. Less than 5%. I'll show you how to do it with no money down. I'll show you how to do it with no credit. I'll show you how to do it on 2 units, 4 units, 40 units. I'll show you how to do it on single family homes. And I'm going to show you what not to do, by the way. My team's going to put a link below, man. This is an emergency. Okay, I came out of the ocean to tell you about it. Biggest correction I believe in my lifetime. It's going to be 2008. If you'd have bought in 2008, 9, and 10, you'd be so rich today. You'd be doing what I'm doing right now. Swimming with your kid in the ocean on a jet ski. This is my day at the office now. Why? Because I went and bought real estate during a correction. The cash flows for my family, whether I work or not, appreciates regardless of what the economy does, and protects me and my family against this awful thing called inflation and the destruction of the U.S. dollar. Woo! I'm gonna do a free training. It's about 45 minutes long, maybe 60 minutes long. Click the link below. My guys will give you a link to it. Don't miss this. Okay, don't miss this. If you do, it's like letting your family drown. Don't let them drown.
The content presented in the webinar is intended to be used for educational and informational purposes only. Investment involves great risk, and there's no guarantee of performance or results.
So they're broadcasting an air raid siren. A big event happened from Russia upon Ukraine less than 24 hours ago. I'll let you look that up. Anyway, these are heavy lift VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing, 620 kilogram payload, turbo generator power engine on these, versatile heavy lift, tilt wing. They have a special name I can't use because they have it trademarked. It's a swiveling wing design. It's really quite ingenious. You know, like the Harrier jump jets. Those things have a bazillion parts in them. They cost $1 bazillion. They're extremely complicated. They require not just a regular pilot, a super advanced pilot to fly those things. They're able to, it has a tilt rotor design and a mid-body engine that lets it lift off, and then it's able to go into a forward flight. This is a super cheap, $200,000 to $400,000 craft. Yeah, but the worst thing about this is that it's actual Skynet. Not like it's a hyperbolic. No, it's actual Skynet. You put a bunch of these that are operating autonomously off of AI. They're awaiting orders on, what to strike. If they have the forward module as a LM, which is basically a flying boom boom. Anyway, Russia, by the way, right now is moving ICBMs into the countryside. These are large trucks, essentially. They're called TELs, or Transporter Erector Launchers. These are the ICBMs. These are not the intermediate range. And the snow-covered back roads throughout the entire nation of Russia. This explains the 4 azipod lights I've been seeing for days and days and days. Here's something else that's really important. Why are these drones going on? I said this last night in live stream, and everybody agreed, and you have to agree. Elon Musk and his Doge, or the Department of Government Efficiency, they absolutely, not hyperbolic statement, said flat out, we're going to eliminate 95+% of bureaucratic jobs. In other words, 95% of government workers. They're going to cut off the money to the MIC, the MIC. I assume you know what the MIC is. Let me ask you a question. Do you really think, people talk about draining the swamp, which I've always thought is humorously ignorant. The swamp is not only bottomless, and if you reach the bottom of it to drain it, underneath that's another swamp. Do you really think, since they have said flat out that they're going to eliminate 95+% of bureaucrats, do you really think that the mega beast is going to allow that to happen? You're like, well, we've only got like 38 days, whatever it is, until inauguration. Do you really think they're going to let that happen? I mean, that's a serious question to you. Do you think there's any connection between that fact and the force multiplier? Let's just call it a real-life Skynet. Whatever you think they are or are not, all the drone experts will tell you that, look, they're arrayed in a grid. There's countless videos of that, more now than ever before. That's a force multiplier of drones operating in use. Like, not a drone going here, a drone going there. Force multiplier. That's Skynet. Like I said, I'm not identifying all of the craft, but I'm telling you 100% certain. I know those 3 videos, and the explanation for the 4 blinking azopod lights is that craft. I looked up to see, I was going to invest. I don't even play the stock market. I was going to look, see if I could invest in that company. So they're not a publicly traded stock. Well, this company sells and manufactures military aircraft and government-level surveillance craft. I beg you to go on Wikipedia or any other site. Just type it in. What's a loitering munition? Just say, that's what the government calls them. Not only our government, other governments as well. Go look up what a loitering munition is. It's a flying smart boom boom that's also, too, AI controlled. Go look it up. People keep asking our government to, knock them out of the skies. They keep saying it's not. Of course, the government's not going to knock them out of the sky. They're not from another government, not China, not Russia. They are ours. Like, why are they hovering over New Jersey, New York, and a few other places? I know this is not only a test of the equipment, full-scale spectrum test of the equipment, but also, too, to see how long it takes to normalize it to the people. You know how every big major news story, it keeps going on, and it's really, really bad, and we find out it's more bad and more bad. And they're like, I don't care anymore, that's old news, I know it's really bad, but, I gotta go to work. See how long it takes to normalize them. Like I said, these have 10 advantages over our current Reaper, Predator, Global Hawk, etc. drones. 10 advantages. Super cheap. No runways required. You can launch them from a postage stamp. They've launched them from the back of small pickup trucks. AI self-guided missions. Don't require highly trained pilots. Can launch and return on a dime. Hover for all day. Force multipliers used in unison with other identical drones. Multiple payload capability. You want to stick some surveillance equipment up in the nose of it on the payload? No problem. You want to stick a big boom boom up there? No problem. It's the perfect fit for what the military has been looking for. And people don't think like that. I think like that. I know how these military people, well, the stuff that they want. So we got the super expensive stuff over here that we have to wait, order it, pay for it, wait a year to get it, like the Tomahawks. And we have the super, super expensive stuff over here, super complicated, like Reapers and Predators. Million parts, got to have an advanced pilot to fly it. We need something that's cheap and simple, easy, build a lot of them, doesn't require a runway, doesn't have a million parts in it. That's it. X marks the spot. You remember the Goldilocks thing? This porridge is too hot, this porridge is too cold. Well, this is the perfect porridge that Goldilocks wants. In this case, of course, Goldilocks is the MIC and our government, not only our government. So, tell me what you think. I said I'm not identifying all of these as those craft, but those 3 recent videos and the 4 azopod lights, that's what those craft are. 100%, no ifs, ands, or buts. Thanks so much for watching. By the way, if you ever like these videos, any donation is greatly and warmly appreciated. That's in the description below. Also, too, if you want to contact me with any information at all, I also, too, greatly appreciate that. Happy holidays to you. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas, etc. Peace out.
Etc., etc., etc.
They're legally robbing you, and it's happening every time you pay for car insurance.